If you're still thinking about getting the Vivo V27e, then this might change your mind. This is the Vivo V29e, and in this video, we'll take a closer look at this beauty to see if it's worth getting despite its relatively higher price tag. Hey YouTube, what's up? My name is Avram and welcome back to the channel here at UnboxPH. And again, in this video, we'll take a closer look at the Vivo V29e. Before we dive in, let's take a quick look at its specs. This phone is powered by a Snapdragon 695 processor coupled with 12 GB of RAM and 256 GB of internal storage. It has a 6.67-inch AMOLED display with 120Hz refresh rate and full HD Plus resolution. You have a 64-megapixel main camera with built-in OIS, an 8-megapixel ultra-wide, and a 50-megapixel front camera with eye autofocus. It's also got a 4,000 mAh battery with 44 watts charging. Now that the specs are out of the way, let's take a closer look at our personal highlights when it comes to this phone. We'll look at 3 key features that caught our attention. Now this video will be a bit different as I will bring the phone along with me and you guys to an event by Netflix, and we'll test out this bad boy even further there. So, let's go. Okay, so we're at a restaurant before heading to the event para kumain lang. But let's take a look at the first feature that caught our attention with the V29e, which is its enhanced display. Now, the V29e isn't just a pretty face or is about looking aesthetic, because it really does. Tingnan niyo yung back panel for a sec. It does look really pogi, I have to admit, especially this Ice Creek blue colorway that we got. But let's flip this bad boy and take a look at that display, which really caught our eye. The V29e, as mentioned, has a 6.67-inch AMOLED display, which doesn't just make it larger but brighter than its predecessor. And those slim bezels, they're not just for show, but they elevate the viewing experience altogether as you get a relatively bigger screen real estate with this phone. Actually, I'm here waiting for the event to start later on. Medyo napaaga kami, and I'm just going to take some time watching my favorite shows on Netflix, such as Big Bang Theory and maybe a Tagalog show, since replacing Chico yung papanoorin natin na Tagalog movie din in itself. So I love the fact that you get deep blacks and vivid colors, as you can see here, which is a huge checkmark for me as someone who really loves watching movies. The screen's brightness isn't just great for watching videos or movies, but it's also perfect for your productivity tasks, scrolling on social media, and even texting, especially if you're even under direct sunlight. Kitang-kita mo pa rin yung mga nakasulat sa phone na to, even if you are under these conditions. Okay, so now I'm gonna head on to the event itself, but I'm gonna pass you to Avram as he discusses the second feature that we love about the Vivo V29e, which is its camera prowess. But I'm gonna drive to Makati, so Avram, from the past or from the studio, take it away. All right, thank you, future Avram. Okay, medyo we're going back and forth into the sacred timeline. Low-key reference right there. But this time around, I wanted to go back into my home studio so that I can talk more about the camera performance of the V29e. Now, just like its predecessor, the V29e still has that 64-megapixel main shooter, and it definitely still delivers. Just take a look at these sample shots of photos we took a couple of weeks back, and you can see that it still retains its bright, vibrant quality and a close to real life accuracy, which I personally love about this phone. These crisp details are seen whether it's day or night, and this phone definitely delivers detailed shots with impressive highlights and shadows even in dimly lit scenarios. For those who love taking selfies, the 50-megapixel front camera with eye autofocus will truly make your photos eye-catching to post on your social media accounts. I also personally love that this phone managed to retain its Aura portrait mode, which allows a nice distinction between you and your background, creating those nice bokeh shots as well, which are indeed nice to post on your feed as well. Now, another welcome addition to this particular variant, the Vivo V29e, is of course the 8-megapixel ultra-wide camera. Now, 8 megapixels for an ultra-wide camera isn't anything new, but the fact that they brought this back adds shot variety. And for those who still love taking Gen Z shots, then this is very much a welcome addition to this phone. I'll turn it back to Avram, who's back at that event. Alright, so I'm in the event itself, and we're using the V29e's 50-megapixel front camera. And although this camera doesn't have 4K resolution in terms of its capabilities for taking video. It does allow full HD still, which is not that bad. I'm also testing out the audio. Hopefully marinig nyo ako. I love, however, the features of this camera when it comes to its eye autofocus mode, wherein you can see that even if I move, nakafocus pa rin siya because of that feature. I also love the fact that this has built-in OIS, which allows you to have stabilization in a way. Kahit shaky yung kamay mo, like me, I have carpal tunnel. Kahit may ganun ako, it will be able to stabilize in a way yung shots, which make it cinematic in a way for you to post on your social media feeds. Okay, so we're now in the last and final feature that I want to talk about. Kakatapos lang ng event and we are here at the hotel's lobby and we're gonna be talking about the V29e's power and performance. Underneath the hood, the V29e packs a Snapdragon 695 processor, 12 gigs of RAM, and a whopping 256 gigabytes of internal storage. Now, all of these point to great performance for your daily activities and your gaming adventures. Okay, so for example, kakatapos lang ng event, like I said, and kailangan ko mag-edit ng isang shorts for TikTok, and I'm going to use CapCut. This phone allows me to do just that, as you can see, and I can even toss the occasional gaming, which is a much better experience due to the 5G connectivity that is available through this particular phone. It's also a huge plus point that this phone comes with a 4,800 mAh battery, and I was able to use it throughout the entire event, throughout the entire day even, and it did not die on me. I had so many things that I did accomplish on this phone, such again like editing, taking videos and whatnot, and okay na okay pa rin yung battery life niya. So there you have it. Those are the 3 features that I liked about this phone, but I will turn you over back to Avram back at my home studio. So yeah. So that's pretty much a day in the life with me and the Vivo V29e. Now that I'm back in my home studio, let's take a quick recap of what I've discussed in this video. The V29e checks all the right marks when it comes to, number 1, its display. For you have a vibrant and bright experience watching your favorite shows on Netflix and YouTube. You get a nice leveled up camera game with the different varieties that the Vivo V29e offers. And of course, in terms of its performance and power, you get to use it for your day-to-day productivity tasks and gaming. There are only a couple of downsides when it comes to the Vivo V29e. The first being its charging speeds, but there's a quick remedy to this. Of course, you can top up your phone before you leave the house, and the big battery when it comes to this phone will actually do you good for the entire day, just like it did for us, even when we were at the Netflix event and everything that we had to do with this phone. Now, the pricing of this phone is also relatively higher than the Vivo V27e, but all things considered, with all of the upgrades, if you will, and features that this phone has, it's actually pretty worth it. This phone is priced at 18,999 pesos. But kayo, ano thoughts nyo on the Vivo V29e? Did you guys like it based on this video? Leave us a comment down below. We'd love to know your thoughts. And as always, continue to follow us for more videos like this one here at Unbox PH. Once again, my name is Avram, signing off for now. Catch us on our next one. God bless, guys, and peace.